Hello and welcome to this week's edition of Ask the Gov. Let's begin. Our first question comes from Ann in Mason City. Ann asks, what impact has Norman Borlaug, Dr. Norman E. Borlaug, had on the state of Iowa? We just dedicated the statue of Dr. Norman Borlaug at Statuary Hall in our nation's capital. Each state gets 2 statutes, and we replaced the Senator James Harlan statute with the Borlaug statute. Borlaug was born 100 years ago on March 25th, 1914, in a farmhouse on a small farm near Cresco. He was a high school wrestler and a college wrestler at the University of Minnesota. He went on to be a renowned plant pathologist, really the father of the Green Revolution, and what he did to increase the yields of wheat and other crops it's estimated that he saved 1 billion lives. He was a very hardworking and humble Iowa farmer who became a renowned researcher and is respected throughout the world. We are very proud that he now represents the state of Iowa in Statuary Hall at Washington, D.C., and as governor, I had the honor of participating in the ceremony where his statue was unveiled there on March 25th, the 100th anniversary of his birth. Second question comes from Harley from Emmitsburg. Harley asks, do you plan to investigate Iowa's juvenile detention center? The juvenile home at Toledo has been closed, and the students have been placed in better placements. At one time, we had both boys and girls there. We had children in need of assistance as well as delinquents. There were many cases of children being held excessively in detention, being denied education, and many other abuses. This has now all been corrected. All of these students have been placed in alternative settings, and of course the whole ideal is to try to find the best setting to meet the needs of these children, both for their treatment and for their education. And I'm proud of the fact that we have taken action to prevent continuous problems and mistreatment of these children. Our third question comes from Don in Fort Dodge. Don asks, why is it that Highway 20 cannot be completed as 4 lanes? Well, it's been a long process, but we are going to eventually have 4-lane Highway 20 throughout the state. As you know, it's now completed from Fort Dodge to Early, Iowa. There's between Mobile and Early, there's a stretch of 40-some miles that still hasn't been completed. But it is my hope that that can be done in the not too distant future. I think this could be really helpful both for economic development in northwest Iowa and to have safer transportation and to take some of the truck pressure off of Interstate 80. So I'm a strong supporter of completing Highway 20 at 4-lane. We're down to only 40-some miles left. The sooner it gets done, the better as far as I'm concerned.